in today's video lecture, now we will go through nomenclature of alkanes and cycloalkanes, right? How to name alkanes and cycloalkanes. If you have a complex long chain, right, that has too many branches, you have a functional group in it, right, 2 functional groups, 3 double bonds, how to name such alkanes and cycloalkanes. We will go through the nomenclature of cycloalkanes as well. So first let's see how many types of alkanes we will encounter while naming them, right? First is, you will see alkanes where you just have a straight chain, right, and maybe you have a functional group at one end or at some end of the, at any end or at any carbon atom of the straight chain, right? The other type of alkanes that you will see is branched chain alkanes, right, where you have branches coming out of the straight chain, right? It will look like this. If this is the straight chain of carbon atoms, in branched chain you will see such branches coming out of this straight chain, right? These are branched chains that are coming out of this straight chain, right? These are branched chain alkanes, right? And in order to understand this, and in order to understand how to name alkanes based on these set of rules, you should be familiar with what we have done in the previous video lecture, where we showed how to name organic compounds based on IUPAC nomenclature, right? That consists of a word root, a prefix and a suffix, right? Word root indicates the number of carbon atoms, the straight continuous chain, right? And your suffix will include the nature of carbon-carbon bonds, right? It tells you whether it's a double bond, a triple bond, right? And it also tells you the functional group, right? What type of functional group is present in the long chain, right? So suffix is a primary suffix that will tell you the nature of carbon bonds, and a secondary suffix that will tell you the functional group, right? And you have a prefix, right? Prefix will tell you about the substituents or the side chains, right? Substituents, or not exactly the side chains. Prefix will tell you about the substituents, like you have fluoro, chloro, these kind of substituents, right, that are added in the chain, right? So those are known as your prefixes, right? So prefix is generally a side chain, right? Prefix is a side chain or a substituent. We'll see in a moment what is exactly how the side chain looks or a substituent, right? Just remember, if you have fluoro, chloro, ethoxy, methoxy, these kind of groups that goes in, those are not functional groups as per IUPAC recommendation, so those will go in the prefixes, right? So let's quickly see it. Straight chain compounds, this is how these will look like: CH3, CH2, right, CH2Br. Since this is a straight chain of carbon atoms, right, so in order to name straight chain compounds, right, we'll use the term N like this. N indicates you have a normal straight chain, right, normal alkane. So how to name it? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So word root would be BUT, right? Suffix, what kind of carbon-carbon bonds you have? It's an alkane, ANE, right, single bonds. Then you don't have a functional group here, right? So this, where this will go? This is a halogen, right? Like I said, bromo, chloro, fluoro, all these are not functional groups, they would go in prefix. These are substituents. This bromo here is a substituent, right? So this will go in place of prefix. It would be like this: bromo, right? So it would be 1-bromobutane, right? It's a compound named as 1-bromobutane, right? Now if I suppose I don't have this, right? Then if you have a simple straight chain hydrocarbon, if you have a simple straight chain alkane, then this is how it will go. You don't have a prefix, because prefix indicates a substituent or a side chain. If you don't have a substituent or a side chain, right, then it is like this, right? So here you just have a word root which is based on the number of carbon atoms, right? Number of carbon 1 2 3 4 BUT, right? And then nature of suffix, nature of carbon atoms or carbon bonds, I'm sorry, it would be ane, right? So butane, right? And since it's a straight chain which is a normal, so if it's a straight chain alkane, you put N. N means a normal straight chain. So this is your N-butane, right? This would be N-BUT word root ANE, N-butane. N means, just remember, N means a straight chain, normal chain. There is no branch, right? Now, second type of alkanes would be where you will see branches, right? Like this, you have branches coming out here. You have branches up, down, all these kind of branches. So these are branched chain alkanes, right? These are branched chain alkanes, and since you have a branch, right, or maybe a substituent, so you will have a prefix now, right? Like in the first place when I told you about bromo, where you have a Br group at the end, so that is bromobutane, right? 1-bromobutane. So here branched chain hydrocarbons where you have these kind of branches coming out of the normal chain. This is your straight chain of carbon atoms, right? Out of these straight chains, these kind of branches are coming out. So these are branched chain hydrocarbons, right? And these branches will go in these prefixes, right? And suffix will tell you the nature of carbon bonds and your functional group if you have any, right? To name these compounds, name of alkyl groups are prefixed to the name of the parent alkane, right? These are what? These are side chains, right? These side chains are what? If you if you look at these side chains, these are nothing but these are alkyl groups, right? So the name of these alkyl groups are prefixed to the name of the parent alkane, right? Parent chain, right? So these are your nothing but alkyl groups, right? This is methyl, this is ethyl. Now how to name these, we'll see that in a moment, right? Just remember the branches that are coming out are nothing but alkyl groups, right? And these branches would be prefixed. Here it will come in prefix, it would be prefixed to the name of the parent alkane. So it would be like, first you will put ethyl, right? It's 1 2, this is 2 ethyl, 1 2 3 4 5 pentane, right? 2 ethyl, 1 2 3 4 4 methyl, right? This is how you will name it. We'll see that in a moment. So you have to put the position also. Using these numbers, you will mention the position of these side chains or the alkyl groups, right? So just remember, this is an important point. To name these compounds, name of alkyl groups are prefixed to the name of the parent alkane, right? Now when you look at these, there are certain basics that you should know. When you look at these kind of organic compounds, right, branched chain alkanes, just look at the type of carbon atoms, right? Just look at the type of carbon atoms, because these carbon atoms are classified into different categories, right? So based on these, even the organic compound is classified. If you see no branching, right, like we said before, then it's a normal alkane, you call it a normal alkane. But if you see a branch coming like this from the straight chain, then you put iso, right, where an alkyl group is present at the second last carbon atom, right? This is the last carbon atom. This is, if you count 1 2 3, right, this is from wherever you count, this is the second last, right? Similarly, if you have a long chain like this, so this is the second last, right? This is the second last, right? So here if you see a branch, right, or a alkyl group, right, coming out of the second last carbon atom, right, then it's a iso. You put isobutane, right, 1 2 3 4 4 carbon atoms, butane. Since you have one carbon atom in branch, one methyl group is added as a branch, so it is iso, one methyl group attached to the second last carbon atom, right. So wherever you see carbon atom, just look at the second last carbon atom, right. If you have one methyl group added to the second last carbon atom, it's an iso compound, right, isoalkane. If you have two carbon atoms, if you have two substituents or two methyl groups or any alkyl group attached to the second last carbon atom, then it's a neo, right. You will see these kind of compounds, it's a neopentane, right, 1 2 3 4 5, it's a neopentane. Two methyl groups attached to the second last carbon atom, right. So you just have to see the second last carbon atom in these long chains. If you see one alkyl group, it's a iso. If you see two alkyl groups attached to it, then it's a neo, right. It's like this. If this is the second last carbon, you have one carbon atom, and this chain is going like this, right. This is the second last carbon, this is an iso. You have one ethyl group or any alkyl group attached to the second last carbon, this is an iso compound, right. Similarly, if you have second last carbon atom, say this is the second last carbon atom, and you have two alkyl groups attached to the second last carbon atom, right. So you have these kind of alkanes are neoalkanes. So this is a 1 2 3 4 5 6 neohexane. Here it's a neopentane, right. So remember, the number of alkyl groups or methyl groups, right, number of methyl groups attached to the second last carbon atom. If you have one methyl group, it's an iso. If you have two alkyl groups, it's a neo, right. So I hope this is clear, right. Now type of carbon atoms, right. This is just remember this. If you just look at these from carbon atom perspective, right, here one carbon atom is attached to the one carbon atom. This is your primary carbon atom or 1 degree carbon atom. If you have two carbon atoms attached to a carbon atom, right, here you will see to this carbon atom you have two carbon atoms attached to this and this. These are 2 degree or secondary carbon atoms, right. Here if you have this carbon atom and you have 1 2 3 carbon atoms attached to this carbon atom, it's a 3 degree or a tertiary carbon atom, right. Similarly, if you have 4 carbon atoms, right, attached to this carbon atom is attached to 1 2 3 4 carbon atoms. So this is your quaternary carbon atom, right. Similarly, this carbon atom is attached to 1 2 3 other carbon atom. So a carbon atom which is attached to 3 other carbon atoms would be called as a tertiary or a 3 degree. A carbon atom which is attached to 2 other carbon atoms would be a secondary carbon atom. A carbon atom attached to only one other carbon atom is a primary or a 1 degree carbon atom, right. And hydrogen atoms attached to primary carbon atom would be primary hydrogen or 1 degree hydrogen. Similarly, if you see secondary carbon atom, the hydrogen atoms that are attached to the secondary carbon atom would be secondary hydrogens, right, or 2 degree hydrogen. Similarly, you can attach one hydrogen here. So hydrogen atoms attached to the tertiary carbon atom are tertiary hydrogen atoms. But there is no quaternary hydrogen atom. Why? Because carbon has a maximum of 4 valencies, tetravalent. We know carbon is tetravalent. So all the 4 valencies are connected to other carbon atoms. No place for hydrogen atoms. So there is no quaternary hydrogen atom, right. I hope all this is clear. Now we'll look into the rules, right. We'll jump to the rules of naming alkanes, right. I'll just rub this off, right. So you have to these are simple 7 rules, right, simple 7 rules that we would be looking into. and based on these rules you will name alkanes, right? So make sure you understand this, right, so that you can understand rest of organic chemistry, right, because you will be having too many compounds going ahead, right? So longest chain carbon. So if you have this kind of a carbon atom, this kind of an alkane, you have to number the carbon atoms, right? You have to identify the longest chain in these branched chain alkanes. So how to find the longest chain, right? How to find the longest chain? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So I think I just added this. It should be like this. The compound was this, right? So how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have, this is 9. This is a chain of 9 carbon atoms. If I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 6 carbon atoms, right? Now if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 3 carbon atoms. If I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So you will look at the straight chain, the longest chain, right? So longest chain has 9 carbon atoms in this case, right? In this compound, the longest chain is this chain, right? So we'll be looking on the rules that we studied in previous video lecture. Right? Prefixes, word root, suffixes. So this is a 9 carbon atom. So the name of parent alkane would be based on the longest continuous chain. Here longest chain consists of 9 carbon atoms, right? So first step is towards selecting the longest chain. Once you know the longest chain, you know the word root, right? Here it would be NON, right? Second is numbering is done in such a way that branched carbon atom gets lowest number, right? Now how you will number these, whether you number it from this side or you number it from this side, right? What will decide that? These branches, right? If you see, these are branches. So we will start the numbers so that these branches get the lowest numbers, right? Suppose if I start it from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So one branch got number 2, right, and other branch got number 6, right? If I started from the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, first one got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, this one got 8, here 12, here 8, right? So if I start numbering from here, these branches, these branched alkyl groups, these are alkyl groups we have studied before. These alkyl groups got lowest number if I start from left to right, right? But if I go from right to left, these are getting higher numbers, right? And their sum is higher, right? If you sum these, this is also known as lowest sum rule, right? You should start numbering these carbon atoms, right, from the side where you get a lowest sum rule, a lower sum of these two numbers, right? So it is 8. So we will follow from left to right, because from left to right these chains are getting low numbers and their sum is also low, lowest sum rule, right? And if you look at the third rule, name of the alkyl groups attached as a branch are then prefixed, right? These are what? These are substituent or side chains, right? So where will these go? These will go in prefixes, right? It will come here, right? So these will go in prefix. So it is 1 methyl you have 2-methyl and 2-ethyl and 2-methyl and 6-ethyl, right? So these side chains would come as a prefix, right? These will come as prefix when you finally name these compounds, right? So let's look at this. Now the fourth rule says, if two or more identical substituents are present, then the numbers are separated by commas, right? These are identical substituents. You have methyl group here, you have methyl group here. Now you have methyl group here, here and here. All these are identical substituents, right? So how will you name these? Firstly, these are substituents, right? So make sure you understand that these will go in prefix before the word root, right? Now you have same type of prefixes. So how will you name these? Right? These are named as, you will name these as, firstly let's see from where you will begin counting. From wherever you start doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 2 plus 4, 6. If you started from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's same from wherever you start. So it is 2-methyl, it is 2,4. How will you prefix the name of these side chains? 2,4-dimethyl. This is how you will write. This is what this rule means, right? So let's see how to name this. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So here it will come in place of word root, it will be pent, P-E-N-T. This is the longest chain, right? First rule, longest chain has 5 carbon atoms, so pent, right? Second rule, numbering is done in such a way that branched atoms get lowest number. From wherever you get, it will get same numbers. Lowest sum rule will also be same, right? Third rule says name of the alkyl groups are then prefixed to the name of the parent alkane. So while prefixing, now we are prefixing the name, right? So while prefixing the name, if you have similar substituents, if you have 2 or more identical substituents present, then how will you tackle that situation? Here you will prefix it with the name 2,4, that tells you at what position these methyl groups are. 2,4-dimethyl, right? It would be 2,4-dimethyl, right? Since you have all single bonds, so it will be ane plus ane. Name is 2, you just put a comma, right? You make sure you put comma between 2 and 4, right? 2,4-dimethyl pentane, right? There is a way to write, right? 2,4, then you put a dash, right? Then you will write dimethyl pentane. There is no space between dimethyl and pentane. This is the correct form. If you don't put a dash, if you don't put a comma, or you give a space between dimethyl and pentane, then it will go wrong. So 2,4-dimethyl pentane, right? If you look at this, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you have 3 methyl groups. So 2 methyl groups are at same carbon atom. So how will you name it? Let's first find the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It would be pent, right? What is suffix? You have all carbon-carbon single bonds, ane. Then what is prefix? Since these are side chains, it will go in prefix. How to name it? You will find its position, right? And you will specify its position with numbers, with a comma between the numbers, right? So it would be 2 methyl groups would be 2, 2. 2, 2 means at carbon atom 2 you have 2 methyl groups, right? So it would be 2, 2. Other methyl group is at 4, 4, right? It will be 2, 2, 4, right? Dash, then you have trimethyl, right? Plus pentane. So the name is 2,2,4 trimethyl pentane. This is how you will write it. 2,2,4 trimethyl, no space, pentane. This is the name of the organic compound, right? So other rule says, now let's come to the rule 5. If two substituents are present in equivalent position, the lower number is given to the one coming first in alphabetical order, right? Now you have a situation where you have two substituents, right? Now from where to start? As per the first rule, we said that lowest number should come to, will start numbering such that these get lower numbers. So we followed the first one from left to right. Now how to name these? If you have different alkyl groups attached to these, how will you name it, right? How will you name the prefix, right? So what you will do is, if you see two substituents are present in equivalent positions, right? Third from here, this is what equivalent position means, right? So if two substituents are present in equivalent position, the lower number is given to the one coming first in alphabetical order. So two side chains you have, this is methyl, this is ethyl, right? So ethyl starts with E, it comes first in alphabetical order, methyl comes after E, ethyl, because methyl starts with M. So how will you name it? Lower number is given to the one coming first in alphabetical order. So numbering we will start from the side from where ethyl will get lower number, because ethyl comes first, E comes first, then M, right? So ethyl would be given a lower number. So we'll start numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? So third, ethyl will get a lower number, right, and methyl will get a higher number, right? And it would be, how will you write down the name? It has ethyl at third carbon atom, 3-ethyl, 3-ethyl, then you put a dash again, then you have 6-methyl, right? Then how many carbon atoms? 8 carbon atoms, so no space, oct, right? What kind of carbon bonds? Single bonds, A and E. So you get 3-ethyl, 6-methyl octane, right? This rule is little different, make sure you understand it, right? Based on the number of the alphabetical order, lower number will go to that alkyl group that comes before. Since ethyl starts with E, it comes before M, so lower number will go to ethyl, right? The other is carbon atom of the branches attached to root alkane is numbered 1, right? Sixth one is, if I take the kind of compound, like if I take, just to understand number 6, if you have this kind of a compound, CH3, CH2, right? CH2, right? Then you have CH, then you have CH, CH2, you have C, right? CH3, right? Here you have CH2, right? Then again CH2, CH3, kind of. Now here it says, the rule says carbon atoms of the branch attached to root alkane is numbered 1. That is, if you have a side chain where you have this kind of a side chain, so you have to put this in prefix, right? So you will number this side chain as well, 1, 2, 3, like this. And this is a separate chain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you will name it like this. This is present at position 5, right? And you will name this now. You will put it in bracket 2, 2, right? 2